Welcome Libras. This is your May 25th to May 31st forecast. And for you, the theme is going to be love and relationships this week. So we have Venus at its greatest elongation on May 31st. And we have love and beauty taking the center stage for you. And it's going to be an ideal time to enhance your relationships and also indulge in any creative pursuits or ventures or activities that you've been thinking about. So let's see what else we have for you. We have the Five of Swords here. So you may also find that there is going to be a little bit of a challenge here coming up for you, and we'll see what that's about, but we do have a little bit of contrast showing up. We also have the Seven of Pentacles here. So this is you really like waiting for the fruits of your labor to reach you. You may have been putting in some work here. And so there could be this contrast or challenge as it relates to some effort that you've been trying to put. So you may be working with your partner towards something, and it could be together or individually, and you may experience some contrast with that, or you just may have like those little minor, I don't want to say arguments, but just little, just disagreements. Let's say disagreements. We also have the Two of Pentacles here. So you may also be struggling a little bit to balance things out and to create that balance and harmony that you're desiring. You may also have a lot going on at this time. So it may be your relationships, it may be your career, it may be finances. So you may just have several different things that, a lot of little fires I'm seeing to put out basically. But you can do this, and you are likely considering what are the best options in each of those areas for you that you want to pursue. So we have the Eight of Cups here. Okay. All right. So I do see you walking towards what makes you feel fulfilled here. So you may be deciding on between these options, like what is going to be the most beneficial to you. You may also be prioritizing those options. You may be researching some things, and you may also be having these conversations and trying to work through things, and then also just using that process and the outcome of that to help you understand like what the future is going to hold for you and what that's going to look like and who's going to be in it. We also have the Knight of Pentacles here. So this, I do see you being steadfast, being unwavering, being realistic, being cautious and practical here. You may also be feeling like a little protective over like your feelings or whatever this is that you're applying this energy towards, your career, your work, your projects, whatever this is. You may be wanting to really, I'm hearing like save it in some way, but I feel like that means just more protect it and ensure that it thrives and ensure that you're feeding it the positive energy and the intentions that you really do have and want to see. Okay, so we also have the King of Swords here. Okay, so just in this process, you may find that, and I'm not quite sure how to say this, but if this is you, so just take it if it resonates, but you may find that you are being a little too strict or a little too uncompromising, or in some cases even a little manipulative to get your way. You may just have like some really strict requirements, guidelines, rules that just aren't in alignment with your partner or with the situation. And this could even be like expectations within a career or something to that effect, whatever you're applying this to. And your theme is love and relationships, so I'll really stick with that. But again, you can apply this however it fits. But there is this energy here of you may benefit from being a little more compromising, from understanding that there are different viewpoints and perspectives here, and trying your best to consider those different viewpoints and perspectives. Also, just being completely honest here as well, and really sorting through and taking the time to process your feelings and understand like what thoughts are yours versus what thoughts just aren't true, okay, and don't belong. So we have you protecting what you love and you taking accountability and responsibility for the things that you desire here, and that could be a healthy, happy relationship, that could be a budding, growing career, that could be creating generational wealth here. So yeah, you're definitely understanding like what your goals are and what is important to you. So we have you asking for help here and learning about the collective consciousness and where your place is within that, and how we are all one, and that if something happens to one, it really happens to all of us. And I feel like you need to hear that message to help you with being a little more compassionate and have more empathy with these individuals. And it could be a life partner or your colleagues, your business partners, whoever these parties are. It would also help you to remember that we are all one and we are a part of a collective source, consciousness, presence, God, whatever it is, whatever words that you use, just remembering that we are all together here. So let's see what challenges may come up for you. You have the Knight of Wands. Okay, so you may be feeling a little just unlike yourself. So you may struggle with self-confidence. You may struggle with taking chances and taking risks and really going for things that you want and really speaking up about the things that you want. You may also struggle with kind of seeing the light at the end of the tunnel and figuring out like, okay, is this what's going to bring me happiness and fulfillment and contentment here? So that may be something that may come up to the surface for you as well. And I'm hearing like confusion, and not in a sense of like, you're just completely confused, you don't know what you want. You may just be trying to figure out and really visualize what it is that you want in this. So you may have a general idea, but you may struggle a little bit with trying to like put that into form, into shape, and creating an actual visualization for it. Because if we say like, for example, like, oh, I want to be happy. Okay, well, that's wonderful. That's awesome. That's great. But what does that mean? What does it look like? What does it feel like? Who's around you? What are you doing? Like, so that's what I mean by you may be kind of struggling a little bit to work through that, so that you can visualize that and provide it to the universe. You may also be struggling a little bit with balance here, and it could be balancing all of these things that you have going on. It could be balance within your relationship. It could be balance within yourself as far as body, mind, and soul. It could also be balancing masculine and feminine qualities and energies. So you may find that that comes up as a little bit of a challenge for you this week. So we also have the Three of Wands as well. Okay, so you may feel like that you have gotten passed over for a particular opportunity, or you may feel like you aren't skilled enough, or you don't have the abilities to perform a particular task. You may find that others are receiving recognition, and you may be like, well, wait, I worked on this project too, or even in some cases maybe someone takes credit for your ideas. This is really about you sort of struggling to be confident in your skills and gifts and talents and abilities this week. You may also struggle to remember the plan, remember the original purpose as to why you came here as well. Okay, what else? Give me one more here. We have the Ace of Pentacles. Okay, so you could definitely be struggling in the working environment. So we did bring up a couple little areas that may come up here. You also may have a setback as it relates to your finances, and you may be worried about just particular, I'll just say budgeting. So you may be worried about like how things are going to work out in that respect. And for some of you, there may even be like within the working environment, like a new project or new opportunity that comes up. And if that is something that is provided to you and offered to you, because it absolutely can be, you may be thinking like, okay, can I do this? Is this, really what I want? Am I going to be successful with this? And you may be having those types of feelings here. So let's see, let's get a couple more. Okay, so we have new love, wisdom, and happily ever after. So you may be struggling here, bringing it back to love and relationships with wondering like, is this the right life partner? Did I choose the right person? Are we aligned? Are we continuing to grow together? And there may also be some needs that you have that you express to your partner, or vice versa, things that they need and want. And there may be sort of this struggle between just if you can do that or not, if you can support them in that way, or if they can support you in that way. Okay. And I feel like with this new love, it could be that there's opportunity here for new things to come into your life and for you to connect with someone new. So that's possible here, but you may be deciding and kind of struggling a little bit with like, am I ready for this? Do I want this? Am I ready to get back out there and to put myself out there and to be vulnerable and all of those things? So let's look at some subconscious fears here. Okay, so we have that Queen of Wands. Okay, so you know how beautiful you are just as you are, but there is some sense of you feeling like you may not be feeling as attractive as you typically would. You may be feeling a little off. You may also struggle with self-awareness or self-confidence. You may also feel like you need to sort of step away and take some time for yourself. We have the Six of Cups here as well. So I'm wondering if there is, so I'm getting a lot of things here. But let me try to, because I don't want to forget anything. So I feel like the two strongest energies are of you just having this fear that you aren't aligned with your life purpose and that you may not accomplish things that you came here to do. So I feel like there could be some fear there associated with that. There could be some fear with you really exploring and delving deeply into your gifts and talents and abilities, because there's also an indication here that you do have some blessings and some gifts that you could take advantage of here and be financially free from that. But this is a matter of like whether you feel comfortable or not with exploring them, like deep down in your subconscious, how you're feeling about that. There may also be this need to connect with your inner child in some way. So if you feel like that's something that would be to you, then you may want to explore that, to do some meditations on that, or to just connect and bring out your inner child, ask it how it's doing, how things are going, let it play, and connect more deeply with it. Let it know it's protected, all of those things. Okay, let's see what else. We have the Eight of Wands here. Okay, so you may also be feeling a little unsure about how do I want to say, you may be feeling like things aren't happening fast enough, or that you're not moving along your path fast enough, and that you're not able to accomplish everything that you want to accomplish within the time frame that you defined that you wanted to accomplish it within, right? So you may have ideas of goals like, oh, I want to be, married and have 2 kids by the time I'm 30, and you're like 29 and a half, and you're realizing like, okay, things aren't necessarily happening as far, I'm not as far as I wanted to be. So again, this is like deep down in the subconscious that may prohibit you from making progress, because you are so stuck on things happening a particular way, and that may make you feel like, just throw it all away, or like, I can't do this, or, it's never going to happen for me. Okay. So what else here? So we have the Two of Wands. Yeah, so you may also struggle with setting goals here and planning. And when I say planning, I'm not saying like, having like a very, very detailed step-by-step plan of what it is you want to accomplish. I'm saying in terms of like your intentions, like we talked about a little earlier, as far as you kind of still working through that and creating your visualizations. So you may have some sort of fear or some limiting beliefs as it relates to that, and maybe wondering if these dreams that you have can ever be accomplished. Okay, so you definitely want to look at any limiting beliefs that you do have that can impact your ability to be financially free, to be financially abundant, to really share your light with the world, share your gifts and talents with the world here. And even raise your frequency and vibration and be more connected with Source. So those are all areas that you may want to explore depending on what what resonates with you in your subconscious beliefs. Okay. So let's look at potential outcomes. All right, so we have the Knight of Swords here. All right, so you taking direct, bold actions towards your goals is going to help you in this process here. And we're talking about love and relationships here, but you can apply this to any area that it makes sense. But there may be something that your partner's desiring, so maybe it's like a weekend getaway, or just a date night, or just bringing something like bringing a gift that that they would really love, or taking the next step in your relationship. So whatever this is, taking that bold, inspired action, and you have to do what is right for you, because if there's a lot of conflict here and you're just not ready for it, then yeah, that's not recommended here. This is absolutely you feeling passionate about this person, about your life together, and you wanting that, and things naturally going in that direction, and you feeling and trusting in that. So we also have the Magician here. So wonderful. So you are going to tap into that self-confidence and step into the powerful being that you are, and utilize those gifts and talents to help you be successful, help you make decisions, to help you work through conflicts, to help you take on new responsibilities and to help you be successful. So we have that Queen of Pentacles. Yes. You may also want to connect with nature in some way here. So if there's opportunity to get some self-care practices in where you are spending time outdoors, doing anything that you love outdoors and connecting with nature again, is going to be so beneficial to you. And that's really looking like where things are going, the direction that you're going in. And then we have the Nine of Cups here as well. All right, so you are being guided to just be open and honest and truthful here, because you may find that you do want to kind of pack away some feelings that you've been having, but you allowing yourself that space to explore them, to not really get caught up in them, to view them as an observer, to take yourself out of the process and view what's going on here from different perspectives even, is going to be helpful to you, and it's going to be a better approach for you than to just like hide your emotions or pretend that they don't exist. Okay, so I know I'm a Libra rising and a Libra moon, so I know how we can just tend to want harmony and want positive, unconditionally loving relationships to our own detriment sometimes, where it's like, okay, well, you know what, how important is that? Or, you know, I don't want to rock the boat here. I don't want to create any contrast here. So I'm just going to pretend like that doesn't bother me or it doesn't exist. Okay, so this is really about you being open and honest and not doing that, and communicating and working things out with your partner in a constructive way. All right, Libras, that's what I have for you. Have a wonderful month, and thank you so much for watching. Take care.